For any of you that are going to be doing any kind of a race, whether it's a triathlon or a run race or whatever it is, I think the key, and this doesn't just apply to COVID time, but it applies all the time, expectations kill. And after all this time off and not having been racing for a long time, you simply should not burden yourself with expectation. Welcome to the Bek and Siri Show.
And here at Team Sirius Tri Club, it's not just about swim, bike, run. It's about who you become. On our show, we don't just talk to you about swimming, cycling and running.
We talk about mindset. We talk about fearless authenticity and being your very best self.
Hi there, Cam here from Team Sirius. This week on the show, Siri and Bek talk about how expectations can kill performance. Bek explains FTP and how to measure it, and how cadence and triathlon shouldn't be compared to cadence and cycling. I hope you enjoy it. And don't forget, if you want to join these chats live and get access to all the great benefits of being a Tri Club member, you can join the club. Just go to teamsiriustriclub.com and get your first 30 days for free.
Hi everyone, welcome to the live chat. I hope you guys are going to join on tonight. Hopefully you're having an amazing week. We just got a massive snowstorm. We've got a foot of snow on the ground, which normally I wouldn't be too excited about, but I was excited about it this time because we've had raging fires in Colorado, and the snow, fortunately, is really slowing things down. Now, my amazing wife is showing up with her new COVID protection gear.
No, these are the new Rudy Projects.
Oh, these are the new Rudy Projects.
Rudy Project shield that you add to your, you can wear with your helmet, the new Rudy Project helmet.
For racing
But
during
it fogs
COVID.
up.
Hi, Annette. Nice to see
These
you,
are
Annette.
actually obligatory
Hi, Becky.
for COVID racing, these masks.
Yeah. Pretty good idea, huh? What do you guys think? Hi, Megan Newman. Hi, Rebecca Allen. How are you guys? Marie Hill. Great to see everyone this week. How's everybody been? Yes, you're adorable. You are adorable. Yeah, that's okay. I'll try it on later. How's everybody going? I know we had some people racing this past weekend. Congratulations. I can only imagine how awesome it was to race after so much time away from racing.
And Becky smashed it. She won.
Oh my God. Absolutely amazing, Becky. Well done.
Coach Becky. It's Becky and Coach Becky now. And we have Becky not on. We have lots of Beckys on. Becky not on too. Maria on. Angela on.
Karen, nice to see you.
So these guys are the new beanies. I know I keep bragging about them, but they're not. I actually was upset they weren't woolen and they're polyester, but now thinking about it, woolen gets so hot. They're actually perfect for running because it's a little chilly, and then as you warm up, you don't have to take it off because it doesn't get too hot. They're actually really good, and they stay on.
Yeah, they're really cute,
just
guys.
Come down past your ears, so
yeah. They're awesome. Sorry it took us so long to get these, you guys, but get yours today. I think we have a limited amount. How many do we have?
I don't know. We have whatever in that box, maybe 20
Okay.
left.
So yeah, if you want your beanie, get yours now because I think we only have about 25.
I've got a few emails with the $25 PayPal going through, so I think we probably only got about 10 left.
Yeah. So
Brian's on.
Oh,
hey!
Brian, amazing! I get to see you tomorrow too, Brian. So how is everybody? Who raced this past weekend? I know some of you, but would love to hear about your experience
Angela.
Being back racing. For any of you that are going to be doing any kind of a race, whether it's a triathlon or a run race or whatever it is, I think the key, and this doesn't just apply to COVID time, but it applies all the time, expectations kill. And after all this time off and not having been racing for a long time, you simply should not burden yourself with expectation. I see racing, no matter what time of year or what it's looked like beforehand, as a celebration of all the amazing work that you've done, a celebration of being alive and having the opportunity and ability to do this. It should always remain that way. Even when I would go to the World Championships or I'm winning races, I would go in and say, this is a celebration of all the hard work that I've done. I'm going to go out and lay everything I have inside of me out on that race course and see how I go. Because expectations, they burden you. And the minute you're in the race and you're not hitting what you thought you would in that moment, then you start getting negative, you start doubting yourself, and it begins this negative spiral that leads to a crappy day and a crappy performance. Be the best that you can be in every moment. Be present. Go in it with a great intention to control, to maintain an incredible effort and an incredible attitude, and you will have an amazing race, period.
Boom.
Vanessa Cook's on. Hi, Vanessa.
I just remember we did have 2 questions, and they were from Melton. One I wanted to talk a little bit about, and Siri's gonna not like this because I always go into like the science and the specific training.
love that.
She's
I'm
always
happy
the
with
mindset. But and I know we don't use FTP or power a lot, but in saying that, as coaches, we haven't been able to see our athletes, and it's very hard when you're not being able to see like the numbers on the bike. You can see the speeds on the treadmill, you can see the times they're hitting in the pool. And I'm not against doing an FTP test, but one coach wanted me to explain for those that you guys want to know what is FTP. And so I want to explain that a little bit and then actually give you a result of someone that just did one of our new athletes who's coached by Melanie Mitchell. He's very new and he's young and he did his, and I want Siri to explain why the cadence isn't ideal because he had a very high cadence. So FTP for you guys with my exercise science background, I love talking about this, and Siri's going to get bored, some of you are going to get bored, but it's functional threshold power, and it is measured in watts per kilo. So the obsolete number is really irrelevant. You might have someone that's say 200 pounds that can push a 400 watts, but if they're 200 pounds or say 200 kilos, that's only 2 watts per kilo. Then if I tried to push something like that and I only weigh 60 kilos, that's like 4.5. Oh God, no wait, that's like 7 watts per kilo. So you've got to divide the weight by the numbers. So if you go and do a 20-minute FTP test, and the way to do that is just you generally want to have a fairly easy recovery a couple of days beforehand, or it's not that relevant. You kind of want to have the same lead up each time because under fatigue can completely affect the numbers. So you want to do like a 10-15 minute warm up, 5 minutes of one-legged drills to get the feel around the pedals, and then 20 seconds fast, 40 seconds easy for 5 or 6 minutes. And then do a couple of minute easy high cadence spin, get your heart rate back down, and then do a 20-minute best possible effort and only look at cadence. Don't look at anything else. I would wear your heart rate, and so you have those numbers, and you would wear your have your cadence on and your power, but you only look at cadence. And of course, we want you to hopefully focus on 80 to 84 RPM. But if just say you finish up with 240 watts, which is about what I would do, not right now, but you divide that by your weight in kilos. So you have to convert your pounds to kilos. So if you weigh, I'm 135, 140 pounds is about 60 kilo. So if I'm going to do 240 watts average for 20 minutes, divide that by my 60 kilos, that's 4 watts per kilo. So that's the relevant mark. And some people don't really understand what functional threshold power is. It doesn't matter what the number is, it's the watts per kilo. Because the lighter you are, the harder it is to push high numbers, but you could be pushing the same amount of watts per kilo. So I just wanted to touch on that. We had an athlete do an FTP test in Australia, young guy, and I can't wait to see him improve. So Siri's going to straight away pick this up. But his average cadence was about 95 RPM. And he did about 2.2 watts per kilo, which is, that's pretty good for a newbie. But, if you're a top age grouper, you're going to wanting to hold around 3, even 3.5, and the pro women around 4. This is for a half Ironman. And the pro men can hold up to 4.5 watts per kilo. So this guy's around 2.2. So he's kind of like a middle of the pack age group athlete. But his cadence was 95, and his heart rate was quite high. He was redlining it. So Siri, I know straight away, can you just touch on the cadence stuff? Because he did ask me why is 95 not a good cadence?
And what is his physique like?
Well, that's a great question.
Tall and
I don't
skinny
know, but I do know it's still way too high.
Yeah.
No matter what his physique is. But you're right. Someone like Craig Alexander, he was sitting at 86 to even up to 90. But then you've got someone like, Norman Stadler, who used to ride at 78, and Chrissy Wellington, 78. Daniela Reef, 78 to 80. So it's all relative. But I think he's 100 and... I don't know, he must weigh about 75 kilos, so he's pretty lean because he's quite tall.
Yeah.
But so he could get away with a little bit, but he's new and he doesn't really know a lot about cadence.
Yeah, so having a cadence in the 90s, your heart rate, as your cadence gets higher, your heart rate's going to go higher. And you're using less strength. You're going more off of the momentum of the pedals. But I even notice with me now, and I'm totally not fit, and I'm definitely not very strong right now, but when I'm pedaling at a higher cadence, I get really huffy puffy and out of breath, and my heart rate goes up. and my watts go
And
down.
everybody does, yeah.
And this is the same for everybody basically. But the most important thing is that we're not just cycling. Okay, yes, the Tour de France, they're spinning at 100, 110
But they're
the whole
also
way.
sitting like this and drafting off
Drafting.
everyone, so they're saving 30 to 40% energy, so it's a lot easier for them to fight.
Right. And we have to run off the bike.
Ugh.
And the key there is that
For us.
running, your most optimal cadence running is going to be, I'll say for age groupers, 95 to 100. 100 for me, my professional athletes, I require that we start training so they can run a marathon in Kona at 100 cadence, because that's the most efficient cadence. And by that, I mean that you can run faster with less effort. And if you look at all kinds of runners, whether
Siri means
10
100 right steps per minute.
Yes.
So it's actually, people talk about it as 200 cadence, but we like to talk about one leg per
Yeah.
minute.
So 100 right leg strikes
Per
per minute. Now I forget where I was. Oh, runners,
Chrono.
10K runners, marathon runners, Ironman athletes, the best runners in the sport. You look at Miranda Carfrae are holding about 100 cadence the whole entire time. So if you're biking at 95, 100 cadence, for however long, whether it's 40K, 90K, or 180K, and then, to expect to run well and have to hold that same cadence for another 10K, 21K, or 42K is crazy, because you're outdoing that rhythm, okay? Your body is just not going to want to keep doing that. So when we bike at a lower cadence, which would be anywhere from 78 to 84, your heart rate's going to be lower. You're using more of your strength that you're meant to be using. And then you get off, and literally when you get into that 100 cadence on the run, you feel amazing right off the bat. And this is what I train my
And it
athletes
sounds
for.
counterintuitive, but it so works. And you may want to spin for a few minutes, the last 2 minutes, at like 100 or something, just to flush your legs out. But you, like Siri used to ride at 76, 78 in
Pretty
a race,
well.
and then
Yeah.
get off and run faster than anyone. So,
And I always would get people, McKeely Jones, who was always kind of my nemesis, she had big, long strides and a lower cadence on the run, and I would always get her. I would win races by getting her in that first 1 kilometer where I would click into 100 cadence. She was striding out and using so much energy, and that's where I would always get her. But if you want to ride your most efficient race distance, lower cadence, use your strength. That's what our training programs are. So much of it is focusing on building up your strength. Use your strength and just love the feeling that you get running off the bike and being able to tick into it. And that, of course, is if you've been working on your run cadence.
And you have
we
to
got to work on these things.
And you got to work on the strength on the bike too. Like, it's very hard for someone to drop, because Mel was asking me to drop from 95 to like 80. So you'd want to gradually do it. And Siri did that with Ellie. Like, you want to gradually drop it with Troy as well. You want to drop it to 90, then 85, because it would feel very odd to them. And then you want to explain that when they do the big gear stuff, when they're doing like the 50 to 70 RPM big gear grind, that's not because we want them to hold that in a race. It's to develop that strength and build the strength in the legs in the time trial position. You always want to have your athletes doing it in the time trial bars.
Exactly. And lower heart rate. We all want that, guys. The last thing you want is to be tuckered out before you even start running. So it's definitely the way to go. Like Bek says, we have to train you to get to where that is natural for you. But Ellie Salthouse, for instance, the first year I coached her, she wanted to be riding 95, 100 cadence. And
Because really that's what most people hear, and it's what that's what they learn.
Yeah.
It's what people,
But her performance went from where she was then, once we started bringing her down, to mid 80s. So now she's at like 85, 86. Her performance just went through the roof. So
And
it
her
changed
riding off the
everything
bike
for her.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like, if I'm feeling really dead in the legs in a race, I'll try doing a little bit of spinning high cadence, or if that doesn't feel good, I'll actually drop it to much lower. And then when I get back up to 80, 84, it feels really, really good. So
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a great point that I'll talk about now, you guys. If you're in a race and you're just not feeling good on the bike, instead of focusing on the problem,
Don't look at power numbers.
instead of focusing on the problem, oh my God, I feel bad, I feel weak, I'm not going fast, all of this, focus on all the available solutions. Solutions such as drop, add some gears and grind for a minute and really,
Or get out of
push
the
down,
seat,
pull up
flush
on the
your
pedals
legs.
and feel your strength. Or spin your legs 100 cadence for 25 seconds a couple of times. That's going to shift you out of where you're at, and it's going to make you feel so much better. So problem solved. Don't focus on
Getting out
the
of
problem.
seat a little bit too.
Focus
Flush
on
your
the
legs.
solutions.
Yeah.
And that helps a ton. And that's the same with anything. Same thing with if you're on the run and you're not feeling good, throw in a 15-second pickup, or, pick it up and increase your cadence to the next stop sign and then settle into your pace again. But, break the pattern that you're in, because when you're in a bad moment, you're stuck in a bad pattern, whether it's your mindset or what your body's doing, and we need to shift that and change that. So take action, focus on every possible solution, pull out your toolbox. I tell my athletes, pull out your toolbox and try all the different things that we've practiced in training and see which one works. And you will find one that works. It'll flip you out of that funk you're in, and you'll start feeling great again.
And Viv says drink more water. But can I touch on with the running too? And I know some people will freak out when they hear 100, because for some people that's absolutely impossible right now. They may be at, say, 80, and they'll feel like they're just doing way too many steps with no power per step. So I would say gradually, the same as with cadence, gradually increase it. And it's really hard, even for me, when I'm running. I was counting my cadence today. When I'm running at, say, 8 miles an hour, I can't really hit 100 and feel good. It's like I have a too faster a cadence for that. But when I'm in my race mode speed, which I haven't been for a long time, but at, say, 10 miles an hour, I can hit that 100 really easy. But you have to build up to that. You're not going to be able to, if you're sitting at 80, 84, or say 180, it's going to be really hard for you to hit 200 cadence straight away. But like the best way to practice it is doing turnovers. Like that turnover set is just being gold. And I think, did you get that off Brett Sutton, or did you design that set?
The turnovers,
Brett. I think,
Brett
yeah,
taught me that.
we'll admit it. We'll give credit to Brett Sutton. So that's just 20 seconds fast, 40 seconds rest stop. And the idea, it's not a session, it's just feel good. So the idea is not to really get your heart rate up. So you want to be running about, oh my God, this dog, about a mile per hour faster than, say, your race cadence at least. So you want to do them at pretty quick, like I would be doing it for any decent runner that's like a 1:30, 40 half marathoner. You want to be doing them at 10, 11 miles an hour, but you rest on the side of the treadmill for 40 seconds. And you do 5 of those, and you can add those in a couple of times a week. I did it today because my leg speed has been down. I've been in a funk from my running, and it just really helps. And sometimes you just need that. But yeah.
And the other thing too, when we're training that cadence, so basically any sessions where you're doing speed work, threshold work, tempo work, or race effort work, that's when you really want to be nailing the 100 cadence. Every single run session I've done with Rinny, our whole focus basically, aside from her technique, is counting her cadence on those sessions. Now, when she goes out for an easy like recovery run, we're not going to focus on the cadence, but when we're doing race efforts and threshold and speed, the cadence is key, just like on the bike. When you're doing time trials or you're doing efforts at race pace, race effort, you should be doing that at our ideal race cadence, right, if you've built up to that.
Exactly, totally, yeah. You always focus on those. That's what you
Skylar,
should be focusing on.
Ruthie.
My mummy's on. Hi, Ruthie.
Maddie
We
Bella's
love
on.
you.
We love you so much, thinking about you so much.
And happy
Ruthie.
birthday to Mary Carmen Farias. We've actually...
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear MC. Happy birthday to you.
We love our
MC.
MC.
I
MC
hope
is
she's
one
on.
of the most inspiring...
Please, all you guys, send her a message.
Yeah, she's one of the most inspiring women I know, one of the bravest, most courageous women I know, generous, kind, enthusiastic, passionate. MC, we love you. You are such a gift to this team. You're such a gift to me as your coach. And we celebrate you today and every day. So happy birthday, Coach MC.
I haven't seen her on, which means hopefully her man's taking her out for a nice dinner or cooking her a nice dinner or something.
That would be nice.
So if you guys have any questions, please put them up right now. This is our little Gracie. Gracie's, how old is Gracie? She's like over a year now. Our little rescue
she's
pup.
2 at least right now.
I finally decided to invest in a new car for the first time in, 10 years or so. And I wanted to get a Jeep. And I walked into the Jeep place and I said, I'm not here to buy, I'm just here to look. And of course I walked out with a contract. But that day I needed Siri to come in with, I think I needed my ID or something. And she was at the Humane Society just looking, because she'd lost her.
Like Beck was.
Yeah, just looking. And she said, well, I'll do that if you let me adopt this dog. And she sends me this photo of this little face. And I was like, oh my God, I cannot say no to that. So I got a Jeep Wrangler, my first amazing car, and Siri got...
And I got Gracie.
a dog.
That's how we roll. Although we shouldn't be doing, you do this and I'll do that. That's not a great way to have a relationship. That was just...
It was pretty
one
funny.
day where we decided to
Never
do that.
actually happened before,
No.
but it was pretty funny.
It was pretty amazing.
Yeah. You're molting again, Grace. You got your winter coat coming off.
Any other questions, guys, regarding
Auntie
training?
Ruthie wouldn't like that winter coat coming off, would she? Yeah, let us know if you have questions, you guys. Because, if there's no questions, we'll say goodbye. But please put them up here. Sounds like a fair trade to me. Becky. I know Becky would do something like that. So, Becky, we're wishing you good luck for your puppy on Thursday.
Yes, good
Yankee
luck.
Boy's going in for his surgery on his little paw. So, we're all sending all our prayers for that. Let us know if you have anything special coming up this week. We can send you all our love. And any more questions, you guys, let us know. Otherwise, do we have anything more to add, Siri? Because it's pretty short.
Just saying, energy is super powerful, guys. And I know a lot of you on here totally understand that. But when we send good thoughts to each other or healing vibes to another, it's so powerful. And it really does have an impact. I know for me and my healing and everything I've been through, all of you thinking about me and praying for me and sending good vibes, I truly believe that helped me heal. So for little Yankee, we send him healing vibes. Anyone that's dealing with a niggle, we send you healing vibes. Anybody who's having a tough time through COVID and this pandemic and the political unrest, we send you good vibes too. Energy is so powerful. And even just thinking about another and wishing them well. I was doing this thing for a while before all of this happened. And I'm going to get back to doing it because I just remembered. But I promised myself that every day I'd go into like the grocery store and I would just choose like one person, a random stranger, and just send them so much love and pray for their happiness and their health and goodness in their life.
You still do that every day.
I still, but I used to intentionally say every day I'm going to choose one person to just, pour love into. And I just remembered that I was doing that and I want to do that again. But I do pretty much pour love into everyone around me all the time.
Hello.
But be intentional about it. Energy is so super powerful. And in the world today, we could all use more love and more connection and more prayers for people that are struggling. So use that beautiful heart of yours and send that love out generously.
So you guys were asking about these, right? I know some of you, we've probably only got, I reckon maybe 10 or 15 left. I was going to put them on the website and we will be. They did the wrong logo, but it's still good. It's still Team Sirius. It's got Colorado on the back. They're polyester and I think they cost us maybe $20, but I'm just sending them for 25. So you can just do teamsiriustriclub@gmail.com. With a PayPal, don't forget to add your address to the PayPal. So teamsiriestriclub@gmail.com, $25 PayPal, because we haven't got it on the website yet. It's the easiest way. And add your address, and I'll send them. I'm sending them out right now. Brian Obacon, yours is on its way. A couple of you guys that ordered it, it's on its way. The other announcement I almost forgot is we have a new Wetsuit sponsor. And we're really excited about it because we always want to have relationships with our sponsors where we feel that connection and we feel like it's a symbiotic relationship. So we have now signed with Zone 3. Ryan Dolan is our team manager. He's moved across and I'm very excited because they're also, I had to push them for this, but they're also going to donate a wetsuit to our 2 coaches. So they get that. We get logoed caps. We get 100 Team Sirius Tri Club logo caps. So the next camp, you guys all get one of those. And they promise to have a really good connection, personal relationship with our club. They're going to have live chats with us every few weeks and 40% discount. So instead of getting 30, we're getting 40% off all their product, and they're a great product. I talked to Josh Amberger about the wetsuit. He's their #1 pro male. He's the fastest male swimmer in the sport. He chose this wetsuit. He chose to go to that company after doing some testing, and if it's good enough for Josh Amberger, I'm stoked. So,
I agree.
Yes, he's a beautiful swimmer, and he also has our perfect technique of the straight arm recovery and the fast stroke rate. So that fit quite well with the philosophies that we have. So there you go, guys. That's our new Zone 3 is our new sponsor. So you guys are hearing this before anybody else. Some of our coaches haven't even heard this yet. So.
Yeah, and they're amazing, you guys. We wouldn't, of course we want an amazing relationship with our sponsors, but we also would not be affiliated with a product that we don't believe in 1,000,000%. So Their wetsuits are incredible. They're an amazing company. They want to be a part of our family, and it's going to be it's the beginning of an amazing relationship for a long, long time.
I think we're one of the first official teams here in the US because they're in Europe and they're very well known over there with the Europeans. And I always seem to love like the way the Europeans make stuff. I think they just have really good quality products. So they're coming here to the US, and I think we're one of the first official teams to be sponsored. So we're really, really excited and really lucky. So we'll put the code up soon in the sponsor discounts in your app. It'll be up there very, very soon, and I can send it to you if you want it. Let me send it to you.
So Megan, hi Megan, you know I love you. I'm so proud of you. You're amazing. She's asking about our custom bike shoes. That Beck and I showed you guys, I think last week or the week before.
All the details are under the sponsor codes.
All the details are under the sponsor codes. Order yours today, 30% off. Now, when you get them, like when I first got them, I have to be perfectly honest, I was like, oh my God, these are the most uncomfortable shoes I've ever seen in my entire life. They were hard and just looked so uncomfortable. But apparently from all the people that I know wear Bont shoes, is they come that way, but they loosen up really quickly once you start riding with them. So don't be shocked when you first get them. They feel really super stiff. But they are incredible shoes. We've had so many awesome reviews on the Bont shoes, and obviously our custom Team Sirius Tri Club shoes look amazing. But yeah, you'll probably be like how I was when I first got them, and I was like, oh, these look so uncomfortable.
They're a little small size too.
Yeah, they run a little small, so get probably a half size bigger, even a one size bigger than you would normally order.
Yeah, I would say half size because they make you trace your foot. And I did that, all of that. And they're still a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. I'll get away with it. They're a tiny, tiny bit too small. Lieber's asking about a pink one. You could probably get custom pink, but this is the Team Sirius. You'll only get 30% off, I think, if you get the Team Sirius colors. So this is them.
Yeah.
They're absolutely beautiful.
They're amazing, guys. Yeah. So you can get yours today.
Bont,
find that
B-O-N-T.
info. Yep. Find that info on our page? On our
in our app under sponsor codes.
Yeah.
I don't think she's ever even downloaded
codes.
the app. Actually, you did download it.
Yes,
You just
I
don't
have
use
the
it.
app. Of course I
you do.
did.
I know. What's the flap for? You're hilarious, Lieber. It's aerodynamic, so you don't want to have it like that. So basically, it just covers it, so it's more aero. It's all about aerodynamics. Jan Frodeno wears this exact model in Kona. So, because I was asking about how hard the heel is, and you can actually put them in the oven and mold them to your foot. I'm too nervous to do that. They heat mold into your feet. I've been wearing these. I wore these in my first ever Ironman, my pink ones in like 2000 no, was it back then? No, maybe 2012. No idea. I remember I was in Albury. So back in 2004, and then I wore them in 2012 for my comeback. And then, I've been wearing them ever since. So I've been wearing these for like, God, it must have been 15 years. Me and Timmy Burkle, my mum will remember, we're in Albury, and we'd heard about these shoes that were like ex skating boots. The guys that made these were ex ice skaters, and they made the ice skating boots, and we were kind of the test dummies for them. And now look at them. They're just completely evolved. They're incredible. So there you go. That's the most aero looking, isn't it? Shoe you've ever seen.
Definitely the most aero.
So anyone wanting an extra 2%, look at that. There you go.
Yeah.
Cool. Yay.
All right, guys. Well, so amazing to see all of you. Have an incredible week this week. We're thinking of you. If you have any questions that come up this week, put it on our Team Sirius Tri Club page. We will answer them. Have an incredible week.
And it's asking, yes, you can wear them, hun. It doesn't matter what you're riding. Any cleat will fit on the bottom. So for Peloton, they have, I don't know if it's a look cleat. Do you know what cleat they have?
I think it's look.
Might be a look cleat. Yeah. Any cleat will fit on here. You just have to go to the bike shop and get the right cleat to fit on the bottom. So any pedal will work with that, or any cleat. So yeah. Wait, we have one quick question. Last one, and I'm going to answer. We're calling her 6 week Superwoman Susie.
Okay.
Because she did a triathlon in 6 weeks.
Yeah,
6 week Superwoman Susie is asking, is there one size that fits all triathlon in the country? That lists all the triathlons in the country. I do have to find them one by. Yeah, USA Triathlon would have all of those. Well, they maybe only have US ones. That's a great question. I reckon Becky Allen might know the answer to that. I know Ironman have all their races, and USA Triathlon have all the US races, which is probably what you want.
And then Challenge has their races. So you kind of
USA
have to
Triathlon calendar.
Yeah, I would look at the USA Triathlon calendar, and then. Yeah, unfortunately, you have to check out all three, the Ironman calendar, the Challenge calendar, but USA Triathlon could potentially have all of them, and that would be a lot easier.
And yes, we are doing a virtual camp. We have not nailed the date down yet because, as you guys know, we evacuated and we have so much going on. But we are going to do a virtual one. And then, of course, and when the vaccine's out, we're going to do, depending on social distancing, how it's going, we're definitely doing one next year. We can't
we
wait,
are going to do a
virtual one, though.
We've been talking
before
about
January.
Yeah, we've been talking about how much we miss having camps with all of you and just being one-on-one. Once this pandemic is over, first priority is going to be to set dates for a camp. But if that looks like it's going to be a while, we will definitely do a virtual camp instead.
Yeah, we're definitely doing it. By January, Mary and Carmen and I are trying to organise it. We just haven't got our schedules coordinated yet. So, yay!
Have an amazing week, everybody.
It is freezing here. Stay
It's
warm,
so
you guys.
cold.
It's so, look, can they see the snow?
Oh,
Let me
whoops.
just quickly open this.
Look at that, you guys. Can you see?
Yeah.
Can you see the snow?
Let's see. I'll show you guys.
Look
There
at
we go.
that.
There's
Got
our
about
horses.
a foot of snow, you guys.
Our horses out there eating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's freezing. Yeah. Look
But
at
it
that.
put out we're hoping it's going to put out the fires.
I think it's
so
75%
that's amazing.
contained now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Mum, it's like minus 15 Celsius. Just FYI, 9 is about minus 15. It's freaking cold.
Yeah. Wow.
We love you
We
guys.
love you guys.
Thank you for everything.
Have a great week.
Hey there, Cam here again. Thanks for listening. And don't forget, if you want to join these chats live and get access to all the awesome benefits of Team Sirius Tri Club, you can join the club by just going to teamsiriustriclub.com and get your first 30 days for free.